on Bernstein Unfiltered. Unfiltered on 312 Sports.
Bernstein Unfiltered here on 312 Sports, and we've got a lot to do today. As it is Friday, it is going to be Feedback Friday on a variety of topics. I do my best to comb through your YouTube comments and your emails and everywhere else we can find the things that you have said and that you have offered and bring them back to the program. So we're going to do that. We also, if you have generally heard our top 10 Bears opponents on our partner show Forward Progress, we're moving that over here to DBU because we think this is the proper place for the top 10 Saints of all time.
And I want to apologize in advance. This is going to be one of those shows that I already have a feeling. There's things happening already in the studio that it's just, I don't know. Yeah. It's just, it's one of those days.
Yeah, I think that might be the case.
There's lots of voices. There's lots of singing.
Well, singing's good. I'm not allowed, because I took Zoe to work today, and I'm not allowed to sing in the car.
Oh, was it take Zoe to work day?
It is take Zoe to work day. So
okay.
if you got a Zoe, take her to work.
You got to take her to work.
You got to take the Zoe to work. So I'm not allowed to sing in the car.
I don't blame her.
Because I'm always singing in the car. I make up random songs, and I'll take something horrible that happens in the news and make a song out of it. And she just sits on her phone and rolls her eyes, and occasionally will kind of go, ugh, ugh. So I've stopped singing. So I get to work and I have all this pent up
singing
music.
Yes.
I have a heart full of song.
See, we're lucky to be girl dads and boy dads because it's very different.
I hate that term.
I know, but it's the only way I could describe it there. You have a daughter, I have a daughter, you have a son, I have sons.
You've got a house full.
Is that better?
Yes.
Is that better for you?
Yes.
And the way you annoy a daughter is very different than the relationship and the annoying type things you do to a son.
Oh, completely different.
It's a completely different era. So it's great. And I think the car singing and car things are just ways to get at daughters at a really, really quick, high level.
Oh, yeah.
Like car annoyance it goes from 0 to 60.
There's a sensitivity to car annoyance, no question.
Yeah, for daughters.
Well, for sons, it's...
No, but sons give it back, though, because sons then fart.
Yeah,
in the car
and leave it for you.
Yes,
yeah. And the difference for sons is like when he's leaning over a putt, you can tickle him in odd places with your putter.
With your putter, right?
Yeah, you don't do that with a daughter.
Hank, Jack, and I went
the putter assault.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No.
Yeah, we went mini golfing on last Sunday.
Oh, good. I presume you did your parental duty and made sure.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, what's a little bit of this?
It's funny. Jack gives it back. Hank gets really pissed. I mean, he just gets really mad. Yeah. And then Jack gives it back to me. Hank is really, really bothered by it.
All right, so last night I decided I didn't remember who was playing in the football game. And
seriously?
I knew, but I forget. Even though I did know, and being an old, it was a night for the olds. It was what a victorious night for the olds. There's your guy. There he was. But first of all, you had Scherzer.
Yes,
you had Scherzer being a complete maniac.
Yep.
In all the most Scherzer-y possible ways. And I'm watching it. They're going to take him out. It's like, no, nope,
not going out.
No, I'm just not coming out.
I'm good.
No, so did you hear what happened after the game with Scherzer?
Mm-mm.
So John Schneider was finishing his media session, and he's taking all the questions, and as Schneider finishes up, and he steps down from the podium and goes walking to the door, Scherzer is coming in because he was next up. So Schneider slaps Scherzer in the back and he goes, "All right, you fucking psycho, get in there." Which is probably the most honest thing that was said last night. So anyway, I said, all right, well, this game looks like it's going to suck, this football game. So I'll have it on, and it's hard to flip between Amazon and TV because there were two games for a while, and I got it going. Okay, I'll hang out for a while, and then the game got really good, and I had finished my dinner. I made a huge chicken Vesuvio.
Oh, nice!
Oh boy, like a whole chicken, and 2 potatoes, and I ate every bit of it. 4 cloves of garlic. So if I am reeking of garlic, I apologize, but not really.
What's my rule?
It doesn't matter. You don't care.
No, what's the rule about the garlic? You used 4 cloves.
Whatever. I should have used more.
You should have used 8.
Well,
whatever you're using, double it.
They
Just
were
double
big.
it.
They were big.
Well,
they were big.
Still,
it was really good. And then I'm full, and then I'm getting it's like the second half is going on. I'm like, holy, this is a hell of a game. So I capitulated. And I went and I got my tub of Dean's peppermint ice cream.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sat down on the couch like, all right, you got me. And it did not disappoint.
It was a very entertaining game.
It was so much fun. How about when he takes off on that read option? They run a high school read option, and Joe damn Flacco pulls it. Defensive end crashes, and down he goes for 13 yards in the first down.
He looks like a different player. It's insane. But as I mentioned, it doesn't hurt to have two of the best wide receivers in the game that you're throwing to.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick said it after the game. He said, sometimes we make football too complicated. When you have really good receivers, throw them the ball. And the question I have is, why didn't the Steelers realize, well, they're throwing quick slants. They're moving a guy out. They're getting a one-on-one on this side. This is all eye candy over here. X glance or whatever it's going to be to hit that guy.
Yeah.
Jam him. Get closer to prevent that play from happening and then figure it out.
Yeah, because I think it was the second touchdown he threw was on a slant, and he read it beautifully. I mean, he saw the Steelers' defense. He knew exactly what to do, where to go. And this is a guy who's been in this offense for 9-10 days.
And one time they made Yoshavash beat him, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, if that guy beats you, if Yoshavash beats you, you can live with that.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
Yeah, say make that guy get open and disguise whatever you got to disguise. But why don't you cover Jamar Chase off the line? Do
Might be
something.
a good idea. Yeah,
do something. I thought it was weird for them, but it was a really entertaining game.
And I read that Mike Tomlin was pissed about the trade.
Yes, you didn't see that?
Yes, it was great.
He called out the general manager like, well, I didn't know that's something we do or something like that. Most teams aren't going to trade a guy within the division, and he knew. He knew what this guy was capable of.
Well, I saw that someone posted on Twitter that Flacco would be playing for the Steelers at some point next year.
Well, there's only Aaron Rodgers is the only quarterback in that division that's the same as when the season started.
Yeah,
but they're not. They're
oh my
vulnerable.
God,
They're not that good.
Best tackle of that game
was Rodgers being tackled by his teammates.
Yes, that was great. See how pissed he was?
Well, wouldn't you be?
Oh, my God, that was amazing.
Guy's got a repaired Achilles, and you've got a 350-pound
Big
guy
fatty
from behind. That's how you injure an Achilles.
Jumped on top of him.
I'm rarely sympathetic to anything Aaron Rodgers. I am 100% sympathetic to Aaron Rodgers on that.
That was
what
great.
are you doing?
It was great.
Wagner, what are you doing?
My guy, man.
Flacco's got that uncle energy going.
Now, I mean, does it change the way you view the Bears-Bengals game? Because remember 2 weeks ago, it was like, holy shit, that's a W.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I think it's going
to be a little more competitive. And the best part about it, it's November 2nd. It's Halloween weekend.
Oh, so he can actually put the bolts in his neck.
Yes, he'll come out with the bolts on.
You want to see a perfect list of stat comps? If somebody had told you these are Joe Flacco's career stat comps, you talk about the Hall of the Very Good for a long time, or the just below Hall of Fame, and maybe Flacco makes the Hall of Fame, but when you read his list of stat comps, it is almost you're just going to nod with everyone. But once you get the full picture of it and you understand, perfect.
And he was drafted out of Maryland.
Delaware.
Yes. Delaware. Thank you. And I remember I claimed boldly on the air when that draft happened that he'll be a bust, a bum. He'll never do anything well in the NFL.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Seriously?
I said that as loud as I praised the drafting of Colt McCoy and how he's going to be a star in the NFL.
Well, nicely done.
Thank you on both counts.
Well, welcome to the club. Perfect little parlay for you. But here are of these guys. There's of the comps to Joe Flacco.
Oh my God!
And with every one, you're like, yep. There's only one Hall of Famer.
Okay.
And even the Hall of Famer is kind of.
Can I guess?
With context, you might say like that guy. Maybe not. If we had it to do all over again, like if we're kicking people out of the Hall of Fame. I'm kicking this dude out.
All right. I have two guesses.
Yeah.
Is Igor on that list or the creature from the Black Lagoon?
No. No, neither Igor nor Igor.
Okay.
No. So these are Flacco's career comps.
All right.
Jim Hart, Roman Gabriel, Phil Simms, Andy Dalton, Kerry Collins, Dave Craig, Jay Cutler, Jim Everett, Bob Greasy, and Jim Plunkett.
Okay, yeah,
is that right there?
Yeah, that's definitely the hall of longevity.
The hall of guys who never
good.
left.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's the things that wouldn't leave.
Wow, the Kerry Collins one. That's really
look at his numbers, and the only Hall of Famer there is Bob Greasy.
Roman Gabriel,
I believe, all-time fumbles leader still, and Dave Craig. These are people. A lot of people who fumbled a lot, and a lot of Bears connections there. Jim Hart was a Bears broadcaster. Andy Dalton, Bears quarterback. Dave Craig, Bears quarterback. Jay Cutler, Bears quarterback.
Andy Dalton, by the way, one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet in your life, too. An
Everybody loves him.
Absolute, yeah, gem of a guy.
And these were also people, if you had the football card and you flipped over the football card when you were a kid, their stats already were in the tiny font. Like, jeez. This guy's
that Kerry Collins, that's a really good comp.
Yep. So I think they've done a pretty nice job.
Wait a second, though. So obviously, Greasy, who else won a Super Bowl? Because Flacco won a Super Bowl. Plunkett, yep.
Plunkett did it in 80. Greasy won a Super Bowl.
Yep. Cutler did not, obviously. Collins did not.
Sims
won.
That's it.
That's it, right? The only other names, yeah. Craig, no.
No. Hart, no. Gabriel.
Oh, no.
Nope.
And Roman Gabriel was Rams, right?
Yes.
Really bad AstroTurf Rams.
No, they played in the Coliseum. That wasn't
not
St. Louis.
It was not. Yeah.
Yeah, he was quarterback for some of the classic Rams. Yeah, but I just remembered him as a fumbler.
Not a tumbler.
No, not a the Jesse White Fumblers, different crew, different halftime entertainment. Oh God, it's the Jesse White. No, we got the Fumblers. Oh no,
handoffs and drop them,
and then the Bumblers come out. Whoa. Yeah, you don't want to see. Make sure it's the Tumblers.
Just real quick, the updated injury report from yesterday for Bears and Saints. Grady Jarrett, Cairo Santos, and Noah Sewell did not practice. DJ Moore limited. Amon, what's the 55? What's his last name?
Obangbemiga?
Yeah, that guy. No, he's not 55. What's his number?
I don't know. You know, I'm not. I don't.
How do you say his last name again?
I believe it's Obangbemiga.
Yeah, that's
Obangbemiga.
Moore, that guy, Swift, Book. They were all limited in practice. Booker, Homer, and Jonah Jackson full practice. So Jonah Jackson back to a full practice yesterday.
Okay.
Which is good. Alvin Kamara limited, so he did not practice Wednesday, limited yesterday.
Okay.
And then Chris Olave, Taylor, and Ridgeway all full practice for the Saints yesterday.
It is time for Friday feedback. And what we do is we go through the reactions to stuff during the week and what you said about various topics. So we've had all kinds of Cubs stuff. There's been Bears stuff and other things. I think I'm always entertained by what fires people up and what gets everybody excited or strongly opinionated. And I think this week it was a lot of what we discussed regarding the Troy Aikman reaction and what constitutes a healthy or lack thereof reaction to what a broadcaster says, either by fans or players. And I wanted to start this week's Friday feedback with Pat in Bridgeport. And Pat says, Dan, I'm listening to your rant on fan sensitivity at the top of the Wednesday pod. And I have a couple issues to take up with you. First, you said that you don't placate the local fan with meatballish capitulation because you're not silly or stupid. I've been listening to you for over 25 years. And if there are two words to describe you, it is silly and stupid. Also, you said it wasn't Troy Aikman's fault that I'm stupid. which tells me you don't know about the time I bet my cousin I'd jump off the second story of his house if the Niners beat the Cowboys in the 94 NFC Championship game. So he says that Troy Aikman it is his fault that he is indeed stupid.
Yeah, I saw that email. That was a good one. One real quick, there was someone who commented about on the YouTube comments, and thanks for dropping all your comments in there. We do appreciate reading all of them.
And I say that's become an interesting community.
It has.
In and of itself.
It has, and I'm gonna dive into it, spend a little more time with those folks. It sounds
really?
Sounds fun. But there was one in there that mentioned, we talked about yesterday, if someone would have sat Caleb down and how to respond, and people use that as, in particular, there's one comment about Troy Aikman's early career stats and numbers, don't want him being like Troy Aikman. But the point of that PR move would be, you take the high road. And if Troy Aikman is being a little baby and is using the meeting never happening, or is this slanted negatively towards Caleb Williams, you're the mature one in the conversation. You take the high road and you say, yeah, I appreciate any feedback he has, and if I could get a career like Troy Aikman, that's the whole point of it. You're the big boy in the group, and you let the Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champion be the little baby who is going to use his broadcast to kind of get any kind of personal thoughts out against you and not really call an accurate game or what he really sees just because you skipped a meeting or he doesn't like you for whatever reason. That was the whole point of it, like why you take that approach to it. That was all. It's not about trying to copy those early, Troy Aikman years when he was terrible with the Cowboys. Have you watched any of that Cowboys documentary yet at all?
No, I have
Jerry
not.
Jones,
I have not.
Shyster and his Cowboys, whatever it's called. It's still very entertaining. I hope you can get some of it in and watch it at least. Because you do love football.
I do.
And you like TV.
Thank you.
And this is a football program on TV.
Thank you for the clarification. Now, it's on TV. It's on foot. Thank you. Let me write that down. Remember we were talking about game show hosts and
your guy Wink.
I was talking about Wink Martindale. We were just talking about how so many of them eventually became Nazi adjacent and how weird that was. But we also brought up the wardrobe selection. We said Botany 500, and I mentioned Mr. Guy.
Yes.
And it was apparently a bigger deal than I thought. And thanks to everybody who did the legwork on finding, multiple people sent in the facts about Mr. Guy. And it was Guy Greengard was the name of the owner. It was a luxury men's clothing store on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills.
Nice. Sounds like a Viking name.
Guy Greengard?
Yeah.
Guy Greengard? No, I don't know. I'm sure. Known for styling Hollywood stars and being a trendsetter in men's fashion. That in the heyday of Mr. Guy, he clothed Frank Sinatra, Gene Kelly, and Cary Grant.
Wow.
And was the personal stylist for such clients. So perhaps as we got into the mid to late 70s, it had lost its luster, maybe lost the sheen a little bit, perhaps to some of the overseas, perhaps. But Mr. Guy, it was no joke. Even it would say Mr. Guy, Mr. Guy, Mr. Guy on the logo and kind of roll out in the chyron at the end of the show. But thank you. There were several people were motivated to say, hey, don't make fun of Mr. Guy. That was a big deal. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot. Jim sent this. Dan, there is such thing as 100 grand ice cream bars.
No.
I didn't know that.
No.
Did you know that?
I did not.
I didn't either. But apparently there is such a thing, and thank you for that, because that's something that I will. Oh, what?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, and they got them at
where?
At Walmart here. Could order it right online if I wanted to, but I'm
ice
not.
cream bars online?
Yeah, they send them to you.
They're gonna be like Omaha Steaks. That they're gonna actually get order on Amazon. They're gonna pack them in the styrofoam.
They don't. They just put them in a cardboard box.
They probably would.
It just pours out of the box.
These taste funny.
I thought these would be better. I don't like them.
I don't like these.
That's awesome.
Zach sent a note, It says, greetings from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. I'm enjoying the pod, and I'm listening to you guys have fun with Ben Johnson's jingle. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best. And like I say, when I'm full of songs, I say good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good gets better and your better gets best. Dee-dee-doo-doo-doo. So he kept thinking, did Zach, he said, I keep thinking how Matt Eberflus would do it. Good, better, best, right? Never let it rest, right? Till good gets better, right? Your better gets best, right? Yeah, there's a difference there, I think. And it's nice to have a coach that doesn't sound stupid.
Correct.
Which is my conclusion to that.
Yes.
But well done.
Do you want to get like some kind of like music bed to go underneath that for you when you do that?
For the good, better, best?
Yeah, like some kind of childhood nursery type sound.
You've been having so much fun with the sound library. You got to.
I think
this
Kaz made a mistake by sending that to me.
Okay, so our guy Kevin Koski, we know him as Kaz. He's the in-house, our production director, and
who voices over DBU Open and Forward Progress, and he did Is It Smoltz? So
yeah, so there
were some interesting comments on who that was, but it's was weird. Yeah,
really weird.
It's our guy Kaz.
So Kaz. He's like, hey, man, there's a whole library of all of this usable music that is we're licensed to use it or it's within the company or whatever.
I asked him for something. I needed something for the Smoltz Open.
So he gave you essentially a key to this music library.
He emailed me with his password and everything, and or told me about it. And gave me the website. Yeah, told me the password when I saw him, and that was like, all right, well, I'm in now. So that's all I've been doing when I get in.
So the reason you ask about me, do you have the music
at my fingertips? I mean, I have whatever you want now.
Good, bad, or best.
I mean, you could do something like this.
Good, bad, or best.
No,
it's gonna put me to sleep. They're all like lullabies.
Yeah, it's bedtime story.
It's called bedtime story.
Yeah. Oh, this one's called Yawning Kitten. Does that do anything for you?
It's gonna be. You keep playing music, it's gonna make me sleep. Wait till we get to the top 10 Saints. Are you using that stuff?
Is that better?
Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good gets better.
Oh no, there's words.
Oh, your good gets
don't want
better
words.
and your better gets best.
No.
Ooh. I think I can, said the little train. Good.
Oh, there's words. We don't want words.
No, words are bad.
All right. Well, I'll have to work on that.
Yeah, figure that out.
I need you to get more into that. You need to dive deeper into
different versions of it.
Oh, we could do like a death metal.
Yeah.
Do a country version, and maybe if it's good enough, you can perform at the halftime show.
The All-American halftime show?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it could be Jason Aldean, Dan Bernstein, Lee Greenwood.
I don't think I'm American enough.
Now performing the Good, Better, Best song, Dan Bernstein.
Hey! Come out with my guitar. But like the old country guys, I have the guitar up way too high on my chest. Or I could do the Johnny Cash, like point the guitar like a gun.
Or maybe just put some strings on a shotgun and do that while you point it at people.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Thank you. Oh, no. He's found the machine.
No, I didn't.
Music machine.
Sound machine.
Sound machine.
So stupid.
Oh,
all right, back to Friday feedback.
No, before I do that, I want to let you know that the winter weather is coming, and as we think about football, and we know that it's basketball season soon, hockey is already here. You're thinking about Frank Nazar, the incipient Blackhawks star, to pair with Connor Bedard. Tape-to-tape passing and tic-tac-toe goals. That means it's winter, and that means it gets cold. So you know what you need? New windows. And I'm backing this up because I've had everything weighed and measured, and my windows have been found wanting, and these original builder's windows that are crap and I didn't know this. See, we built the house and they put builders literally replacement level windows that are begging to be replaced. But I don't know anything about windows until Russ came out to the house. So Russ is like, no, this isn't good. This isn't good. My windows are better. See, look, this spacer is made of metal. And Russ says, see the rust on here? See the rust on the metal spacer? You can't have that between the two panes. So here, he uses a special polymer that never rusts, and it also expands and contracts, and that way your window it can handle cold and hot and everything else, and it has a much longer life and better performance. I said, I didn't know windows needed to perform. So he's putting in a bunch of new windows. You got to do the same. You're like, yeah, well, I'm not going to get that kind of treatment. Yes, you will. Russ Armstrong of Chicago Window Guys will give you exactly the same windows, and he'll come to your house, and there's no gimmicks. The windows they're great windows. He custom makes them at his factory here in Chicago. The same crew that installs them in my house will install them in yours. And anywhere else you want to price match, you want to shop around, go ahead. But he'll guarantee that his price is going to be right in line, if not absolutely better, for better windows. And he can guarantee that he knows the people who are installing them. Ask all these other people you're talking to if you're getting quotes. They don't know. It's all subcontracted labor that Russ doesn't use. Call 847-302-9171. You can check out his 5-star reviews at ChicagoWindowGuys.com. It's Russ Armstrong, Chicago Window Guys, 847-302-9171. 5-star reviews at ChicagoWindowGuys.com.
All right, so I went back to the $100,000 bars.
Yes,
and so I'm looking at the ordering possibility on Walmart, and there's reviews and ratings. There's 183 reviews of the $100,000 ice cream bars. 147 of them are 5-star.
Okay, I was just talking about reviews.
Yeah, 6 of them are 1-star.
And
I ordered 100,000 candy bars, not ice cream bars. I don't like ice cream bars. I would have liked to have the shopper have substituted another candy bar.
Well, that's your fault.
Yes.
Wait, they gave a bad review because the shopper was wrong? Did it wrong?
Here's what a 1-star review. Didn't receive this item with my order. 1 star. My father and I got food poisoning after eating them.
And he died a horrible death.
It wasn't the radioactive shrimp you got. It was the candy bar ice creams. It's fine, but it does not capture the taste of the candy bar. My own personal thing, I didn't like them. 1 star.
Well, yes, that would be your... Is that a public thing?
I speak for everyone.
I represent my constituents. This review is a distillation of the opinions of my constituents.
And here's a second one.
I've been elected to represent them regarding ice cream bars.
A second one. I didn't receive this item. That's a problem. I can live with that one.
Porch pirates.
Yeah,
they came by. They snagged your $100,000 ice cream bars.
Some of the 5-star reviews. Chef's Kiss. Ice cream bars are fantastic. These are really good, guys. Great summertime treat. I'm going to have to get some for us, Dan, and bring them in.
Okay. Now, this is something I might break a rule here, but I think we have a lot of people that listen to both this podcast and Forward Progress. A lot of the feedback came in regarding our discussion yesterday about PFF grades.
Okay.
So is that okay if I do that here?
It's feedback, right?
I know it's Can we use feedback on something that technically was on a different show?
I think feedback, it encompasses 312 Sports.
Okay, good, because that allows me to do this. So we spent a lot of time trying to figure out how it was possible that Caleb Williams, after he had a 100 passer efficiency rating in a win where he generated the game-winning drive, something he's doing more and more. You can count on Caleb Williams to put you in a position to win games. That his PFF rating of 46 was 31st and behind Justin Fields, who accounted for a total net passing yards of -10. And like, what the hell, man? What the hell? So I put it out there saying maybe there's a way to explain this. And a couple people did. So tell me I'm not saying I agree, but I said there's probably a reasonable explanation for the differential between my eye test and what those numbers said about Caleb Williams' performance in Washington. So first, this was sent in by John. And John said, with the proviso that PFF doesn't publish details of its methods, but hides behind a word salad about how comprehensive and complex it is, referencing their daunting 300-page manual, the undefined rigorous process that their analysts have to go through before they're bestowed the title of grader. He said, I did a little digging that gives a bit of a rundown on how the methodology works for quarterbacks. 1, they grade on perceived intent. PFF can't get around this, as solving for the issue would require them to know what every play design, inclusive of all assignments, options, and checkdowns. We expect purely human judgment of their graders to have some inconsistency. They assign a 0 grade on a -2 to +2 scale when the grader's unclear on an intended assignment. It can be a push because there could be bias in both directions. They assign player contribution, which is flawed. A grader determines the contribution to production, which is largely subjective. Is a perfectly thrown ball by Henry Burris but dropped by Des White a +1.5 or a +2.0? PFF is clear that in the case that, Matt, you brought up with the Olamide Zaccheaus drop, Caleb would be graded positively. How positive, we don't know. Raw game grades are adjusted for expectation as it relates to a player's overall game grade. The adjustment is an amplifying effect on an already shaky raw score foundation. John, thank you for that work. I also got a note from H.P. Dre, who says, regarding the PFF stats, 17 completions for Williams were the lowest this season. His 2.9% big-time throw, the lowest this year. He was graded 5.3% turnover-worthy plays, highest this year. 62.1% adjusted completion, lowest this season. 21.4% pressure to sack ratio, highest this season. And his 2.82 second time to throw, lowest. He says, these are my own comments. He didn't throw well. 20% of his passing yards were after the catch on the Swift touchdown. Only one pass the whole game was contested and completed. The one to DJ Moore in the first half that Aikman noted was barely adequate. His best completions other than the Swift touchdown were the screen to Swift and downfield throws to Burden and Rome, who were wide open. He dropped a shotgun snap, had to take a sack. He missed the Monungai touchdown. Underthrew Rome deep on the first drive that would have been a touchdown, was lucky to not have been intercepted at the 2-yard line if the Washington defender doesn't drop it. Then you don't have the Swift touchdown, and we're talking about how badly Caleb played. He did have some bad luck with the non-touchdown to Rome called back. The Zaccheaus drop was unfortunate, even a wide-open, easy throw. So that was another breakdown.
That's good. No, that's good stuff.
Trying to, and I asked. I said, help me understand. This was an effort to help me understand. I will say, even hearing that, it's still too much.
And he didn't bring in the pass to Rome in double coverage that probably could have been picked off.
That never really looked like that. Rome
had no chance.
It had a chance. Rome got his hands on the ball, but it would have been an absolutely spectacular individual play by Rome Odunze to make that positive.
Yeah, and talking about quarterback play, too, I wanted to mention, because I forgot to mention my guy, Super Duper, 31 of 47 last night, 342 yards, 66% completion, average of 7.3, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 2 sacks, a rating of 108.64 for my guy. Super Duper.
Hey, and if they're going to keep leaving those great receivers as unchallenged often as they were in one-on-one situations, or not getting the second guy over quickly enough, you talk about accuracy. It doesn't have to be a deep pass, but accuracy does matter when Jamar Chase is flying parallel to the line of scrimmage from set out that wide.
Yeah.
And you can give him a chance to beat one guy and another guy and miraculously add another 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 yards. It doesn't, they don't make it look hard.
Now, those last 2 emails you read about PFF, great stuff. Great information. Thanks for taking the time and sharing all that. And I'm not disputing anything or questioning anything. It all makes sense. It's all logical. But still, in my world, I don't care how poorly there's no shot for Caleb to be graded lower than Justin Fields. There just isn't. I just can't wrap my brain around that.
And that is Friday feedback. You know what separates the pros from everybody else? Well, they don't ignore injuries. A torn ligament doesn't heal itself. And speaking of things that doesn't heal, neither does ED. And 30 million men deal with it. That's every major sports fan combined. ED happens when there's not enough blood flow, and that is often combined with decreased arousal signals from your brain. It's not about age. It's not about losing any kind of competitive edge. It's just biology. And it's treatable. And that's where Rugiet Ready comes in. Because you're getting actual medical opinions here. Doctors review every case. There's tailored treatment. And it's not a one-size-fits-all treatment. It's an online process, so there's no awkward trips to the pharmacy. These medications are made with FDA-approved ingredients. And there's unlimited doctor follow-ups because sometimes your dose is going to need adjusting until it is dialed in. And just like professional teams have specialized doctors for every issue, your health shouldn't be different. Rugiet specializes in ED treatment with doctors who know exactly what they're doing. So you can visit Rugiet.com. That's RUGIET.com. And use the promo code DBU. Those three letters are Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. And you'll get a special offer at checkout. Because performance coaching isn't just physical. The mental game matters everywhere. Rugiet.com. RUGIET.com. Promo code DBU. Get back in the game with Rugiet.
You mentioned something earlier, and I wanted to jump on it real quick, about basketball season being upon us, that Organizations Win Championships is back. You can get that podcast under 312 Sports. Mm-hmm. We dropped an episode on Tuesday, and you can go find that, actually, too. I put it under the DBU podcast section as well. So if you want to find it, you can grab it there. So go to DBU under any platform you find your podcast, whatever your favorite is, and you could see OWC right there. It's Dan, his son Jason. Yeah, some good response to it. People listening to it this week. So if you haven't,
it's existed for years, and we've already built up a fan base.
People were unaware of it that are now jumping in on 312 Sports or DBU or Forward Progress. If you like Bulls, even if you're not a huge basketball fan, I enjoyed it because you two are idiots.
Well, it's also us being idiots, and it's Jason breaking my balls, and I mean,
he's ballsack Biombo. He has to break your balls.
That episode, he was ballsack Biombo. Yes, and he was wearing his Javonte Green jersey because, I know, I'm telling you, he's going to go buy a Javonte Green Pistons jersey. Just because,
as long as you pay for it, it's fine.
Well, he's going to put it on my Visa card.
Awesome.
I know it's going to show up. He
should.
Why?
He should, because you're his dad. He should buy
how many
case
Javonte
of beer
Green
and dinner and treat his friends.
How many Javonte Green jerseys does one person need?
Jason needs 12.
Because the more stops that Javonte Green makes, the more he said, well, I have to have it. It's just my favorite player, and I need the jersey. But it's fun. We just
He's not wrong.
That was the first episode on 312 Sports.
Yep.
Was episode 114.
It's awesome.
Of Organizations Win Championships. So it's got its own YouTube page now. It's also going to be on the DBU YouTube. And I think there's a problem right now at the moment with Apple Podcasts.
There's something going on.
So there's Spotify. You can get it there.
Find it there. If you Apple's what you use, go to DBU to find it under Apple.
Yep, you can find it all there. And we're back to having fun with the Bulls. They had a really nice exhibition win last night over the Timberwolves, yep. And Josh Giddey was doing Josh Giddey things. I think they're trying to get things sharpened up. I don't know how they're going to play any defense.
I can't wait to go and
they're
watch.
Going to score a lot of points.
I'm excited.
They're fun. The games are fun to go to.
It's very fun to go to. I'm gonna consume more Bulls basketball there.
And also, what you should know is we've decided that while it's really easy to get defeatist and kind of philosophical about where the Bulls are big picture and be fatalistic about it, because it's super easy to do that. For the purposes of the podcast, we always would call it doom spiraling and death spiraling. We're going to try to avoid it. Because the East is absolutely wide open. I don't know where anything's going, but this is the year of Achilles injuries, making the East into just a complete topsy-turvy mess. So give the Bulls a chance to impress and inspire.
See, that's ironic because in the past, the West was wide open and people were flocking there, looking to start a new life.
It was wild,
to find
in
new
fact.
adventures, and now the East is wide open where the West isn't.
I heard they found gold at Sutter's Mill. Maybe I could be wrong. I may be late on that. I might be late to that trade. They found gold at Sutter's Mill? I'm going to head out there. I'm sure it's making Chardonnay now.
The New Orleans Saints, they've suffered a hat trick of horrors. A trifecta of terror.
Throw the flag!
A three-peat of defeat on a level perhaps only the Buffalo Bills of the early 90s could painfully perceive.
All right, well, it's that time, Dan. The committee has convened. They sit around the kitchen table at my home.
They live together?
In Libertyville.
Oh, they come to your house.
They stay.
Okay.
Well, during the season, they stay with us.
Okay. Why not?
Yeah.
How would you know?
No, it's just, I mean, we need more people at the house. So this week, with the New Orleans Saints coming to Chicago to play our Chicago Bears on Sunday at noon, we will present to you the top 10 Saints of all time.
I have my list. I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
I knew this was going to be a
fun.
good one.
This was fun. So to start off, and we always start the committee. I share the committee's list, and then you see if there's any crossovers on your list, and then you share your top 10. The committee took a little different angle because of the deep dive and the research they've done. We have a few dishonorable mentions
Dishonorable mentions.
this week.
As opposed to honorable mentions.
They have a couple honorable mentions, but there's a few dishonorable to start off. So this is the committee, again, what they've presented.
Great.
The first dishonorable mention is St. Louis, Missouri. And they give 2 words. It says 2 words, the Cardinals.
I was going to say Chris Ranji.
No,
Oh, they didn't?
Fox.
Oh, okay.
Fox is a good thing.
All right.
He's the only good thing to come out of St. Louis.
Okay.
So another dishonorable mention, when the Saints go marching in, Elvis Presley's version from 1965.
I have the Saints Go Marching In as an honorable mention on my list.
By
Louis Armstrong.
There you go. So this version from Elvis was featured in the movie called Frankie and Johnny. The committee wrote, if music could cause diarrhea, this song would top the list.
Okay.
Apparently they don't like it. Now, it's interesting you bring that up, too, because the committee also had When the Saints Go Marching In as an honorable mention by Louis Prima.
I didn't know he did a version.
A popular version of When the Saints Go Marching In, performed with Keely Smith and Sam Butera and the Witnesses.
Okay.
His rendition is a high-energy, jazz-infused take on the traditional hymn. Very, very good. So another dishonorable mention from the committee, St. John of Las Vegas, a 2009 film with Steve Buscemi. Earned 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's about a compulsive gambler faces temptation and meets an assortment of odd characters when he travels to Las Vegas to investigate an insurance claim.
Wow.
Romany Malco, Peter Dinklage, Sarah Silverman, John Cho. Who is the girl from...
I love Romany Malco. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's great. He was in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
He was, and in Blades of Glory, he's the choreographer.
Yes, he's great.
Yeah.
The girl, Vinny Chase's girl in... Did you ever watch...
Entourage?
Entourage. Emmanuel...
Cricky.
Is it Cricky?
Emmanuel Cricky, yeah.
Okay.
No relation to Don Cricky.
She's in it. Tim Blake Nelson. So it's quite the cast, but a terrible movie.
Okay.
Another dishonorable mention from the committee, the catastrophic eruption of Mount St. Helens in 1980.
Bad.
Really bad.
Yeah. The whole top blew off.
57 deaths, $1.1 billion in damage. Caused a collapse of the volcano's northern flank.
Mm-hmm.
It deposited ash, not ass, in 11 U.S. states.
Different volcano.
And 5 Canadian provinces.
The volcano full of ass?
Yes.
It's raining ass.
Another dishonorable mention, the 2007 film with Val Kilmer and Elizabeth Shue called The Saint.
The Saint, yes.
Another one here, the 1985 film called St. Elmo's Fire.
Want to be your man in motion.
Listen to this.
I don't really.
A group of recent college graduates embark on a series of misadventures in the real world. There's Kirby, a waiter who wants to be a lawyer. Kevin, a moody writer who yearns for the wild jewels. Alec.
The what?
The wild jewels. A girl, Jules.
Oh, I want to go down
J-U-L-E-S.
to Jules.
With his horse.
He's over in Wayne. He's yearns for the wild jewels. Hey, it's cheap chicken Monday.
It's out west, that's why.
Quit your yearning. You'll get your chicken.
Alec, whose political aspirations alienate his girlfriend Leslie, and Wendy, a quiet girl in love with Billy, who juggles roles as husband, dad, and drunk.
Who juggles?
Yes. So that's another dishonorable mention.
Okay.
All right, we have another honorable mention from the committee. St. Pauli Girl Beer.
Oh, good one.
Yep. Despite being brewed in the U.S. city of St. Louis, Missouri, St. Pauli Girl Beer gets a positive nod on the list as a decent German beer. And last honorable mention for the committee before we get into their top 10, Yves Saint Laurent, a French fashion designer who in 1962 founded his own fashion label. He's regarded to be among the foremost fashion designers of the 20th century.
Also honorable mention on mine, Yves Saint Laurent. Yes.
Nice. Very good.
Yep.
All right, so now we get to the top 10 list here.
Got it.
Oh, you know what? I want to just do this because we mentioned it already in a dishonorable and a honorable way. We got to hear it.
Come on, man.
Good stuff, right?
Yeah. And, I'm feeling kind of NOLA. I've got my Tulane sweatshirt on. I was just there a week ago.
Did you do any dancing to this song? Did you find anyone playing it?
We went to a fabulous jazz club where I've never been before.
Okay.
Tremendous. It's called the Mahogany Jazz Hall.
Okay. It sounds like a good place.
It was outstanding. And the jazz trio we saw there was
Did they have leather-bound books?
It was the Gerald French Trio.
Nice.
And they were amazing.
Good.
They were absolutely amazing. It was a pianist, a bassist, and the drummer / lead singer Gerald French, and we had a ball.
All right, the top 10 list here for the Saints. This is from the committee. Number 10, the Many Saints of Newark. Never saw it?
No.
Oh, young Anthony Soprano, growing up in one of the most tumultuous eras of Newark's history.
The prequel.
The prequel.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I never seen it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, he would grow up to be Tony Soprano, the guy we all loved. Number 9, St. Paul, Minnesota, home office of Hubbard Broadcasting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's give it up for St. Paul, Minnesota and Hubbard Broadcasting.
Number 8, Eva Marie Saint. American actress in a career spanning more than 7 decades, Dan. She received an Academy Award and a Primetime Emmy Award and was nominated for a Golden Globe Award.
Wait, she got an Oscar?
As of 2024, Saint is the oldest living and earliest surviving Academy Award winner. She's one of the last living stars of the golden age of Hollywood. She made her film debut.
She's 101.
On the waterfront opposite Marlon Brando. She is 101 years old. Eva Marie Saint.
Still looks pretty good.
At number 8 on the top 10 list.
Wow. I had no idea she was alive.
Yes. That's why she made the list. Longevity.
She's up there with Jim Hart and Roman Gabriel.
Yes. And the Bears.
Bear.
All right, number 7.
Bears.
And I know that you have this on your list because we already discussed it.
Yeah.
It is the 1982 American medical drama on NBC, Saint Elsewhere.
Saint Elsewhere is my number 2.
Is it really?
Yeah. This Saint Elsewhere was family appointment viewing. I have seen every single episode. And when you start talking about the
cast,
the full cast of a show that ran as long as it did from October 26th of 1982 to May 25th of 1988, you start talking about, how many...
Are you ready?
Yeah. How many?
Ed Flanders, David Burney, Norman Lloyd, Ronnie Cox, William Daniels.
Ronnie Cox, you know who that is, by the way, right?
He was actually only in one season. He was in the final season.
That's when Ecumena took over. But Ronnie Cox is Bogomil from Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
He's Cohagen from Total Recall, and he was in Deliverance.
Yeah, so only in the final season of St. Elsewhere. William Daniels, G.W. Bailey was in the first year. Ed Begley Jr. was a main character all 6 seasons. Trevor Knox, Howie Mandel.
Terrence Knox.
Terrence Knox. I said Trevor. Sorry. Terrence Knox, Howie Mandel, main Dr. Wayne Fiscus.
Yeah.
All 6 seasons. David Morse, Christina Pickles, Kavi Raz, Cynthia Sykes, Denzel Washington, Dr. Philip Chandler. Mm-hmm. Quite the cast.
Mm-hmm.
And that
you're not even done. Mark Harmon.
Oh, yeah, I didn't, yeah.
Bruce
Mark Harmon,
Greenwood.
Not Lee Greenwood.
Stephen First, Alfre Woodard. No, not Lee Greenwood. Make that man stop singing. Inject him with something. Please.
Clorox.
And of course, by everybody's favorite recurring character, Mrs. Huffnagel. I'm not sure who played Mrs. Huffnagel, but she was the woman who never left and complained all the time.
So that was on NBC. Was that right before Hill Street Blues?
It was concurrent. I think it began after Hill Street Blues.
Oh, it did?
Similar kind of vibe, though.
Okay, yeah.
Very similar kind of vibe. And because this was a Bruce Paltrow production, Gwyneth Paltrow's dad, that it was also part of the White Shadow universe. Here it is, yeah. The St. Elsewhere, actually, because of the guy who played Coolidge was an orderly, and I think Jen Michael Vincent was on. There were crossovers with the White Shadow because of the involvement of Bruce Paltrow.
Okay. I'm not familiar with the White Shadow.
Really?
Yeah.
The high school basketball, the guy who used to play for the Bulls, it was Ken Howard.
Okay.
Was a former Chicago Bull who got injured and then became the head coach of a troubled inner city high school.
Oh, are you thinking of Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
No, I'm definitely not. I'm thinking of the White Shadow.
Is that the right name, Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
I think so.
Was that a TV show?
Yeah. Was Steve Harvey?
I don't think it was Steve Harvey.
I don't know. I remember what Jason Goff used to say about Mr. Yeah.
All right, so number 7 on the committee's list was St. Elsewhere. Number 2
on mine.
On your list. All right, so...
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Mark Curry played Mr. Cooper. Holly Robinson Pete was Vanessa. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
All right, number 6 on the committee's list of top 10 Saints of all time, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, good one.
German-American professional football wide receiver for your Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's good. And the whole St. Brown family. Equanimous.
Yes.
Osiris.
Father.
John.
Yeah,
John had the normal name, and then everybody else were Egyptian gods.
4th round of the 2021 NFL Draft. He was voted to the Pro Bowl from 22 through 24. First team All-Pro in 23-24. Holds the all-time rookie receiving record as well as being the youngest player to a 1,000-yard receiving season. Number 6, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 5, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Not St. Valentine, but the massacre.
The massacre. Murder of 7 members and associates of Chicago's North Side Gang on St. Valentine's Day in 1929. The men were gathered at a Lincoln Park, Chicago garage when 4 to 6 men entered, 2 of whom were disguised, were disguised as cops. The 7 men were lined up facing a wall and shot with a Thompson machine gun and a shotgun. 70 rounds, Dan, were fired from the Thompson machine guns.
I believe it's right across the street on Clark Street from Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder Company. I don't even know if that's still there. You ever been to Chicago Pizza and Oven Grinder?
I never have.
It's you haven't?
No.
It's a Persian-owned pizza place, but every pizza is like a pizza pot pie that comes out.
Okay.
And then they dump it over and they pull the bowl up. And what's left is like this deep dish inverted pie with huge chunks of sausage.
Good.
It's great. Yeah.
All right, so number 5, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Number 4, St. Martin, offering beautiful beaches, stunning views, adventure activities, and a dual culture experience with French and Dutch influences. The Caribbean island serves as a great vacation spot for travelers from all over the globe. Number 4, St. Martin, because I do love a good beach vacation.
Okay.
Number 3, the 1999 vigilante action thriller film Boondock Saints makes the list. Written and directed by Troy Duffy and his featured directional debut starring Willem Dafoe, Sean Patrick Flannery, Norman Reedus, David Delarocco, and Billy Connolly.
Oh, Billy Connolly?
Did you ever see it or no?
No.
You never watched? Film follows Irish fraternal twin brothers Connor and Murphy McManus, who become vigilantes after killing 2 members of the Russian mafia in self-defense. After both experience an epiphany, the twins, together with their best friend, funny man Rocco, they set out on a mission to rid Boston of the criminal underworld in the name of God, all while being pursued by FBI Special Agent Paul Smecker, who's played by Willem Dafoe.
Okay.
So number 3, Boondock Saints.
Clear of Paul Smecker.
Number 2, St. Patrick's Day is a religious and cultural holiday held on March 17th, the traditional death date of St. Patrick. The day is used to celebrate by overdrinking, puking, gluttonous eating, and shacking up with a total stranger, only to wake up the next morning full of remorse and regret. Number 2, St. Patrick's Day.
No mention of Chicago's St. Patrick's Day, like in the Beverly area?
Not for the committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that there'd be some shot at the south suburbs, far south suburbs.
I thought the over drinking, puking, gluttonous eating, shacking up with a total stranger kind of gave a nod to the south side.
Automatically?
Yes.
It's just assumed?
Assumed. That's what you do
Got
on
it.
the. Yeah.
Got it.
And the number one saint of all time, according to the committee here at 312 Sports, Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas, also known as Nicholas of Bari, was an early Christian bishop.
Hail Saint Nick.
Because of the many miracles attributed to his intercession, he's also known as Nicholas the Wonder Worker. Saint Nicholas is the patron saint of sailors, merchants, archers, repentant thieves, children, brewers. Not the baseball kind, but they need them.
Jackson Churio needs his help.
Pawnbrokers, toy makers, unmarried people, and students in various cities and countries around Europe. His reputation evolved among the pious, as was common for early Christian saints, and his legendary habit of secret gift-giving gave rise to the folklore of Santa Claus.
Of Sinterklaas that became Santa Claus.
So the number one saint of all time, according to the 312 Sports Committee, Saint Nicholas.
All right, here is my list of the top 10 saints of all time. There have been 10,000 plus sainthoods that have been conferred all time. So it's a large list here. And first,
are you doing all 10,000?
First, my honorable mentions.
Okay.
My honorable mentions. You had one of them in Saints Go Marching In. My others are the Paul Simon album Rhythm of the Saints, which was essentially the Paul Simon cultural appropriation tour when it was so successful when he parachuted into Africa and then came out with Ladysmith, Black Mambazo, and Graceland. And here was this guy from Brooklyn, wherever he's from, and he was like, I'm going to go over there. They have good music. And then he brought all their music and he sucked it up and he brought it back to a studio on the Upper East Side and he made a lot of money on it. So then he figured I'm going to do the same thing and he helicoptered down to Brazil and he went down and he recorded all their music and he took that and he brought that to Manhattan and then he put out another album, Rhythm of the Saints, honorable mention. Also, honorable mention, St. Vincent, in two ways. St. Vincent, the musician, that is Annie Clark, I believe is her real name, who is sort of an avant-garde alternative pop rock star and goes by the name St. Vincent, and also the movie St. Vincent with Bill Murray. In a really heartfelt and ultimately heartwarming turn. I think one of the best acting jobs that he's ever done.
You know, it's funny. I thought of that. So I was somewhere doing something not work-related.
As we all are.
And I thought of St. Vincent, the movie, because I remember enjoying that, and then I forgot to add it to the list. I'm glad you did. Paul Simon, by the way, born in Newark, New Jersey, grew up with Tony Soprano.
Got it. That's right, many saints. Also, honorable mention for Ron Santo. Who?
Oh, because it sounds like.
Well, Santo is saint.
Yeah.
So you know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Santo.
Yep.
So, yes.
Saint Ron.
Honorable mention for Saint Ron.
St. Ron.
Number 10, Saint Marciana. I've been spending a lot of time researching some of these, and there is a wonderful British site, history.co.uk, where I learned a lot about saints. Now, this is the reason I have Saint Marciana on here. Saint Marciana was born in modern-day Algeria in the late 3rd century. In 305, Marciana was punished by provincial Roman authorities in her local city of Caesarea as one of the large number of victims of the bloody anti-Christian persecutions of the Emperor Diocletian. Marciana was beaten with clubs and then imprisoned in the city's gladiator school, at which, according to one Victorian writer, God miraculously preserved her against danger from the pagan gladiators. Marciana was then made to endure the arena, pitted against gladiators, and other tests of endurance in front of the crowd. After initially winning over the spectators, the authorities ordered a wild bull to be sent into the amphitheater, which mauled her to death.
Josh Giddey.
That was then followed by a leopard, which broke her neck. Number 10, because of the awesome way she died and was martyred, Saint Marciana. That's going to be a theme.
Did you know that the city of Pompeii became a gladiator school? There was a gladiator training center in Pompeii. But Pompeii was very, very significant, very important.
It was like the Arizona Fall League. Like they had minor leagues where people would train, and it was like spring training. Sure.
Yeah, it was very cool. So you knew that already?
Not specifically for Pompeii, but I knew that a lot of cities were, yes.
Okay.
Number 9, Billy Bob Thornton's portrayal of St. Nicholas in Bad Santa. There will be Bad Santa 2 you can have, and I'm not sure how well Bad Santa holds up these days, but Billy Bob Thornton as Willie, who portrayed St. Nicholas in Bad Santa.
Oh, brother.
Clip?
Hang on.
Do we have a clip?
Son of a bitch.
Thought we might have
I'm glad we have this. I can say son of a bitch when things go wrong.
Clip on
Willie, this has been a long time coming. Every year you're worse. Every year less reliable. More booze, more bullshit, more butt fucking.
Sure, the 3 B's.
It's so easy, so good. Yeah. Number 8, Santa Poco. Santa Poco. Do you know what that is? You know what Santa Poco is?
Resort town in Mexico.
It is a town in Mexico.
Yeah.
Santa Poco is the fictional village that is saved by the 3 amigos, where they believe they are sent to do a show. It turns out they thought the 3 amigos were actual crime fighters, and they are forced to become crime fighters to fight off the evil El Guapo and his minions to save the town of Santa Poco, which translates to Saint Little or Saint Small. That is the number 8 greatest saint of all time. Number 7, Saint Cassian. Saint Cassian of Imola was born sometime in the 4th century, probably in Italy. He was a teacher at a school in northern Italy, and he was executed in the year 363 for refusing to pay homage to the polytheistic Roman religion as commanded by the Emperor Julian the Apostate. It was stated that Cassian's own pupils were to kill him. According to the story, the pupils, having endured years of strict discipline and corporal punishment, were only too happy to oblige. They tied him to a wooden stake and surrounded him. Cassian then endured a torturous death, slowly being stabbed, slashed, and bashed by the group of killer kids. According to an early account, because none of the children were strong enough to inflict a fatal blow, it took many hours for Cassian to die. They were said to have used their sharp writing implements, but a painting of the execution from 1500 depicts the bloodthirsty youths brandishing stools and birches.
Like poops?
Samples, yes.
Oh.
Cassian murdered by school kids. Saint Cassian, the number 7 greatest saint of all time. Number 6, Bears kicker Cairo Santos.
Wow.
Cairo Santos. And here's why.
Okay.
Here's why. Because Cairo Santos was born in Sao Paulo, in the state of Sao Paulo,
Okay.
which is St. Paul. So Cairo of the Saints was born in St. Paul. He was raised in Brasilia, was unfamiliar with American football until he moved to
St. Paul, Minnesota.
St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, okay.
St. Augustine. So his name is Santos. He was born in St. Paul, Brazil, and moved. His first place he lived in the United States was St. Augustine.
In Florida.
And he went to Tulane.
And then got the hell out.
And he went to Tulane. So
Yes.
number 6, Bears kicker with all of those references to Saints.
It's a shocker.
Cairo Santos.
That's a shocker for the top 10.
Number 5, Saint-Germain, my favorite neighborhood in Paris.
Oh.
If I had to pick one arrondissement, one place to be, the place to me that is the most Paris of Paris neighborhoods, from the sights and the smells. If you want to get an Airbnb and you want to really feel like you're in a postcard, I suggest staying in Saint-Germain. It is also one of my favorite restaurants in the world. Is there the restaurant Allard, where they make a whole roasted duck with fresh green olives and potatoes that cook in the duck fat underneath the duck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, ooh is right.
And you had Yves Saint Laurent as a honorable mention on your list.
Yeah, but Saint-Germain, not the elderflower liqueur Saint-Germain, the actual neighborhood of Saint-Germain. Number 5, saint of all time. Number 4, St. Lawrence, the actual St. Lawrence. And yes, it's because of how he died. Did you know St. Lawrence was grilled alive?
I did not.
St. Lawrence was born in Huesca in modern-day Spain. Huesca in 225 was one of 7 deacons of Rome responsible for helping Rome's poor. One day in 258, the greedy prefect of Rome told Lawrence to bring him the riches he believed the church was hiding. Lawrence gathered up the city's poor and presented them to the prefect, telling him these people are the church's treasure. The prefect took this as an insult and ordered Lawrence to be executed. But the odious official wanted Lawrence to suffer. He specified that Lawrence was to be placed on an iron griddle, and a low-burning fire was to be lit underneath him. As Lawrence was being gradually cooked alive, he prayed that Rome would one day be converted to Christianity and that this faith would extend across the world, despite the tortuous way in which he was being killed. He was said to be in such joyous spirit that he quipped to the executioner, "I'm well done on this side. Turn me over."
Wow. That's a big ball sack right there.
Right? That's some serious badassery on St. Lawrence, number 4. The number 3 greatest saint of all time, the Old Course at St. Andrews.
Nice.
Good pick. The birthplace of golf. And I'm not going to wax all Jim Nancian or Pat Summerallian on all the bridges and the burn and everything you need to know. But suffice it to say, this game that we love and hate and love is said to have been born at the Old Course at St. Andrews. Number 2, we already have established, was the television show St. Elsewhere. My number 1 saint of all time, St. John Houghton. St. John Houghton, again, because of how he met his martyrdom.
Okay.
You ready?
I like the theme here.
Yep. St. John Houghton, prior of the London Charterhouse and one of the 40 martyrs of England, Wales, was born in Essex in about 1487. John was sentenced to death for refusing to take the oath acknowledging King Henry VIII as the supreme head of the Church of England, not knowing that Henry VIII would later show up in a State Farm commercial, thinking that the jugs machine was sorcery. Condemned to be hanged, drawn, and quartered on May 4th of 1535, John was strapped to a thin wooden hurdle horizontally and dragged on a horse from the Tower of London to Tyburn. At Tyburn, he hugged the executioner, who was so moved that he begged the prior's forgiveness. Before he was hanged, he was given one last chance in front of the crowd to accept the supremacy of the king. He refused, saying he was, quote, ready and willing to suffer every kind of torture rather than deny a doctrine of the church. As was customary in this particular sentence, John was hanged until half dead, but still conscious, then cut down, stripped naked, and placed on a wooden platform for the crowd to see. John was still awake when the executioner slashed him open, removed his entrails, and threw them onto a fire in front of him. The executioner then emasculated him, throwing these parts onto the fire as well. As the executioner was about to rip out his heart and burn it,
Atom balls,
John reportedly cried out, "What will ye do with my heart?" His body was then chopped into 4 pieces, and he was beheaded. These parts were displayed in public places around London, including above the gate of the London Charterhouse.
Wow.
For that martyrdom,
all right,
my man Sir John Houghton is the number 1 saint of all time.
Oh, wow. All right. Very good.
That's going to do
it. Your research.
Thank you. And that is today's Dan Bernstein Unfiltered.
Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. Unfiltered on 312 Sports.